All right, I want to welcome everybody back into another episode of the Fourth Down Podcast. Yeah, I know, it's been a little minute since we recorded, but life be life, and sometimes.
Mm.
Back at it with I'm Shad, and we got Leak, but we got returning guest Dorrian, right?
Thank you.
We got two new faces in here. My guy Xavier,
What's going on?
our guy DeAndre.
Mm.
What's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling?
I'm good. My guy's going to the bowl, so I'm straight.
All right, let's get into it. Like from last night, what y'all think about the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship? Like, where y'all want to start?
I just shout out the Commanders first.
Yeah, they should.
I do want to say something good about them.
Just because they were supposed to have a season like we were supposed to have a season. And they really ain't add much they overhauled the coaching staff, right? They added a bunch of like mid-level veterans and stuff, but they really ain't really flipped that team how you would need to get to where they got, right? So I never thought they was going to be a Super Bowl team.
Like, honestly, if you'd have told me in the offseason them adding Austin Eckler, Zach Ertz, and Bobby Wagner, and they was going to be playing the NFC Championship, I'd have looked at you like, you're insane. Like, I wouldn't have seen it happen. And with a rookie QB, like, it's just, but they definitely, you got to give them props. I
definitely do think they exceeded expectations, just considering, like, you never think a rookie goes that far. And the fact that he played outstanding against our defense, we had the number one defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And he put up, 255 or 280 or something. And it's like, still threw a touchdown. The interception was a jump ball. So it's like.
I think it's crazy that, like, he led the drive and it was 14-12. And then he didn't touch the ball again until they were down 2 possessions. And that wasn't his fault. It was like, what, 2 fumbles or like 2 turnovers?
Kickoff fumble.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. And then, like, the game just spiraled.
It's like nothing went their way at all.
Yeah, like
everything that could go wrong went wrong.
But you saw like the inexperience on their team. Like you saw like the late hit out of bounds with their rookie corner, and just like some other like plays. Like you could see that they not used to being in that position.
So can I follow your question up just off of that Commanders joint? I was gonna ask like, what did y'all think about when they was saying that them jumping off sides was intentional to stop the tush push? Remember when he kept jumping over the.
I will say about that, I didn't know when that was going on. I didn't know that rule was that the referee could just give him
a touchdown. I mean,
that was something I had never heard of. That was insane to me. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like now that they know there's a consequence to it, don't do it. But I feel like it was a decent strategy. You got to do something to stop it. Yeah. I feel like.
But how do we determine if that's intentional, right? Because the only way to stop that play is to jump the snap.
I was about to say, do you feel like it should just be banned altogether?
You can't stop that play, bro.
I don't
think.
Stop it. Only reason I don't think it should be banned. Not being biased, but like I'm gonna try.
As you have what 17 touchdowns off that joint.
I think only reason I say it shouldn't be banned is because like anybody can do it, and like
not the Bills.
Somebody explained to me that's like. Yeah, anybody could do it, but we built our line and like we practice this. Like this is a part of our offense because we like to go for them 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, tush push. It's easy go, and we can reset our downs to get everybody back in order. It's like
I feel like you can't take it away. And I mean that's nobody else's. That's not y'all fault that nobody else is like practicing or going about it how y'all.
Yeah.
Do. I feel like we got. I don't know. Not to say, but I feel like we got a second version of it with Mark when we do it. So I mean,
right? That was effective.
Done by other people. Like
that was really effective.
The biggest criticism, though, in my opinion, is saying that they were intentionally jumping off sides, right? Because there's no other way. If the ball's on the 1 yard line or even the half-yard line, you're not stopping that touchdown unless you get a jump on that snap.
Yeah.
But they were like, if you do this again, we're going to give him a touchdown. It's like, you might as well just give him the touchdown, right?
I mean, like 3 times, then yes, I can see why they say we're going to do it again. Like, because it was a lot back-to-back offsides.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's iffy, but like I feel like you can't say that because like you don't ever really know what's happening. Something could happen with the snap. He could drop the ball. Maybe they could just lose his footing. Like anything really is possible. Granted, it is like a 98, 99 point like.
So we have to let them snap the ball and just
hope for the best.
Well, one of the times when we didn't get a hit, Jalen did fumble. That was part of it. It was a bad snap.
So we have to hope for a fumble on defense. We have to hope for a fumble.
Nah, I'm not gonna say hope.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's been things have not like it's been gone like it's gone bad before. It's been stopped before. So it's
rarely, but I mean,
it's super rare. But I feel like because it can be and it has happened, like it's the chances there. So
I think to counter my own point, I just think that if other teams could, they would. You know what I mean? Like everybody has the capability to do it, and only one team successfully does it. So I mean, I can see both sides of it. But if we want to look at the AFC Championship game, and we talking about play calling and vanilla plays, Xavier, we was talking about this before we even started. Like, what were your thoughts on the 4th and 1 where Josh didn't get it? Then you even said the week before when they played the Ravens, it was like,
yeah, I mean, Buffalo's done nothing during this postseason run that's like stood out to me like offensively. You know what I mean? All they do is just take care of the ball, which is something to clap your hands about, right? But there was nothing that they did yesterday where I thought that they were, you know, I guess I don't want to say head and shoulders above KC, but I just didn't think that they were in the same ballpark with them. Now, granted, they kept it close, but I thought he had the 4th down and 1, and I thought they had a chance, but. Man, you got to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to KC, man.
Yeah,
got to.
absolutely.
so what is he, 0-4?
0-4.
Yeah, 0-4.
0-4.
Okay, so
I
like,
feel bad for Josh, man.
are we looking at this like, is it like at the franchise thing? Like, is Josh just not good enough? Is the organization not good enough? Is it the coaching, the scheme, the team not good? Like, what is it that they can't do to get over the hump? Because they beat them in the regular season. It's not like they haven't beaten them.
I don't think they've given Josh a good enough defense to stop KC. Like, that's really what it is. He's countless of times he's scored with Mahomes and gave him numbers, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and just battled, but came down to him not having the ball last and defense not being able to stop Kelsey or whoever decides that wants to play good that game.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't really, yes, you can fault Josh because there's been a lot of times the game was in his hands and he didn't come through. He didn't win. And it's like, and the only thing about that 4th and 1, I feel like he picked it up.
We all
do
do.
too.
We all thought he got it,
I
yeah.
thought he got it too, but
Yeah.
like I mean, like I don't.
If there's gray area, it's gonna lean towards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So all right, let's just address the elephant in the room. Do y'all think at times that the NFL and the referees are siding more with Kansas City?
We were just talking about
Yeah, we talked about this. So basically, what I'm saying is, I do think it is unfair, but I don't think it's a new like unfairness that's been introduced. I think that everyone who has been the dominant player or team has always been beneficiary of the blurred line calls, right? So for instance, I brought up guys like, you know, Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? Like maybe to a lesser extent LeBron. I don't want to open up another conversation, but those guys, if they think it's a foul, usually get their foul, right? So it's a similar thing where like you got to look at Mahomes. He's the LeBron. He's the MJ. If the ref even think it's close, they're going to call it even if it ain't one. So
I get that. And I think it's because of like, it's so annoying now because at the degree you can tell.
Yeah.
Like it's right now, you can definitely tell.
And and I'm about to say, so like at a point, when does it become too much? When it's like it literally becomes blatant that it's screwing over other teams and players. Like,
I mean, they would just say, "Don't let it be that close." That's
And
the
that's
only.
what everybody tells me. It's like, why don't keep the game close? Why should they not have to? That's good games. Nobody wants to see blowouts,
Yeah.
especially at this part of football, like the playoffs and the off season and the postseason. Like nobody wants to see that.
The only way to stop those things is to make more things reviewable. But then we talking about slowing the game down. We talking about right now. I do think that they will make roughing the passer call a reviewable, like a challengeable call. I remember a couple of years back they tried to do that with pass interference, and it was disgusting. And they got rid of it really quickly.
I do remember that.
Was it the year the Rams and the Saints played?
Yeah.
And
and it was that year after, right?
You kind of had to after that call, though.
That was ridiculous. Like, come on now.
I
And
mean,
was
just
excessive.
like this, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a call that we just saw is the one with Mahomes and the one, what was it? What game did they just play? He hit Mahomes in the chest. It was against the Texans.
oh, he barely
And
pushed
he
him.
barely.
Oh,
It was Will
yeah.
Anderson. When Will
Will
Anderson
Anderson.
like went over and he pushed him in the chest, and they said he hit him in the head. And when you saw the replay, you clearly saw that his helmet did not touch that man at all.
Yeah, that's why they want to make it reviewable. But again, like that's just gonna slow the game. I remember when they did make the pass interference call reviewable, like a part of people was adding it to their strategy, basically saying like, "Yo, if that's our last like trump card, we just gonna throw it and see if we can get one." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that might start happening with the reviews on those calls too. Like if we didn't get a call, can you still review it? As opposed to when they did call it.
I mean, I know we've been talking like negative on the Chiefs, but like, is it time for us to like start saying that? I know y'all probably gonna say no, but Mahomes is in GOAT talks, or like it's too early, or I know what y'all think. I know what y'all think.
I think probably like give him one more, but like I credit Mahomes a lot, but I give a lot of credit to Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Like,
And I was just
I give a lot more credit to Andy Reid than I do
Nah, man,
Mahomes.
I'm not gonna say more.
I'm not. Yeah, no, because he does have to still make the plays. But Andy Reid is a madman when it comes to calling
I
plays.
mean, but Andy Reid had Alex Smith, and we see that the
I mean, they
Chiefs,
still made the playoffs, though.
right, but they weren't
Yeah,
going.
no.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, I
no,
get
so
that.
I'm a players
Alex
guy.
Smith to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm just
That's
saying though. I'm just
insane.
saying though,
Like,
bro.
what
I'm
are
just
you
saying.
talking about,
I just think that Mahomes is like.
I
think it's here than Reid's
agree with you
here.
a little more if you to win McNabb. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, just like
I mean,
Alex Smith is a
look.
good QB. I mean,
I'm
he's
a-
serviceable.
I'm more of a players guy. I tend to give players more credit than coaches because I think more players bail out bad coaches than good coaches bail out bad players.
Yeah.
So I'll give Mahomes more of that credit. Is he in GOAT talk? He's in talk, right? But he's not. Like, there's levels to this, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right? Obviously, I'm a Brady fan. I'm a Patriots fan.
Go Pats.
I rather understand the conversations around him and Peyton or him and Montana more than him and Brady. Because when Brady was coming up, I won't let people forget this. When Brady was coming up and he won 3 out of 4, his first 4 years starting, he won 3 out of 4. And they said he needed to pass Montana to be the GOAT. They said that. So we can't now change the goal of being the GOAT for Mahomes.
true.
Which means he has to now pass the current GOAT, in my opinion.
But you just said talks though. He said, "Is he in the
And
talks?"
I'm in the talks.
Yeah, he's in the talks. Like
okay,
for him to pass,
yeah.
you know what a bar is for him. He
Xavier,
has to go get it.
I saw you make a face.
We'll see, because I don't know if Mahomes could ever pass Brady in the eyes of Brady fans, because unlike the LeBron Jordan thing, like, they never went up against one another. Mahomes and Brady went up against each other.
And Brady got
And
Brady.
Brady.
yeah, I almost said spanked him because he didn't, but he beat him twice, and so Mahomes is never gonna get that
Some of
overtime,
the biggest games.
right? And like, on top of that, Brady got 7 of them things. Like, it's gonna be a while until Mahomes gets there, if he ever gets there. Like 7, and it took Brady 20 years to get there. So
Yeah.
Okay, so we can agree that Mahomes is the greatest QB currently playing,
no question.
No question.
right? But okay, so then I kind of want to talk about like the MVP race, because then you look at like Lamar and what Lamar is doing, and do you think if Lamar wins a ring, like he'll move to maybe top 5 discussions like all time, or you think he'll need more? Like, is the only thing he's missing is a ring?
I think
Top
so.
5 of all time. I mean,
I think top 10 for sure.
10.
top 10.
Five,
Yeah, I can
5
say
is kind of
10.
hard to
I
say.
can say top
Because most of those guys with 5 have MVPs and multiple rings.
multiple. Yeah.
So, like, once you get, like, you talking about Brady, Mahomes, Montana, and Peyton Manning, right? At least 4 in everyone's top 5.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
be,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All those guys have multiple rings and multiple MVPs.
So if he finishes his career never winning a ring, you think he'll just be top 10 forever, or like, because he's doing some stuff we never seen before?
I mean, he's already a Hall of Fame, man.
I know, but like,
It's funny how you say top 10, because I feel like people now don't even consider him to be a top 2-3 quarterback in the league. When I hear lists, people always put Josh Allen above him, and people argue Joe Burrow over
And that
Lamar.
doesn't make sense to me.
It does not make any sense to me at all. And honestly, like, that's one of them things that really like pisses me off. I don't know how you win the most prestigious individual award in the league 2 times, soon to be 3rd, and you're battling for 2nd place in the league as far as that position goes behind a guy like Josh Allen, who all he's done is almost beat Mahomes.
Exactly.
That's all he's ever
this
done,
same conversation with my friends
I agree.
all the time.
100%.
A lot of them do think Josh Allen is better than Lamar. And in my opinion, I'm like, bro, he's already a Hall of Famer. Josh Allen hasn't accomplished anything.
He hasn't won anything, no MVP.
And they're like, well, he's had more playoff success than Lamar. And I'm like, outside of Lamar, which, yes, he has 2 wins head-to-head against Lamar. Outside of Lamar, he's beaten Skylar Thompson, Mason Rudolph, and Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
And Bo Nix, right?
And Bo Nix.
I mean,
So, like that playoff success is so inflated.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're beating
but
them
to
up to
some
7
people,
seeds.
playoff success mean more. Like, you could do whatever you want
Over
during the season.
MVPs?
Not MVPs, but like, it's like people, like, I've heard people say Lamar's a MVP merchant.
You know what,
That's
though?
that's all he's good for. But it's like, I don't believe that. I like Lamar, but it's like, at some point you have to show you can win. Like, that's all I want him to do. I want him to
But
show
Josh got to do that
he can
too,
win.
right?
Yeah, he does. Both of them. Like, even if Josh Allen wins MVP, still got to show you can beat the top guy, and it's Mahomes.
I agree.
Like, and it's
if
absolutely
you-
the one person everybody's chasing right now.
If you're
It's
putting
Patrick
Allen against Lamar, though, and you're saying that playoff wins are bigger than MVPs, that's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I put Lamar over Allen.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a 17-game sample versus 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And anything can happen in those 3 or 4 games. So, no, I think the Lamar is better than Josh Allen. I would put him top 10 for sure, especially if he wins his third. But you got to win some more playoff games, though. Like, especially after this past game against Buffalo, bro. Like, I can't really trot out any more excuses for the dude. I got mad love for Lamar, but you got to come out and be a better version of yourself in the playoffs.
I agree.
So, go ahead.
I was saying, but that game against Buffalo where Lamar, yeah, he turned the ball over in the first quarter twice. And in the first half, twice. But it's like in the second half, Lamar played damn near flawless.
No, he did.
And it's like he brought the game back, which any good quarterback. We've seen Brady throw 2 and win. Like
that's what I'm saying,
like,
bro. I was about to say that last drive that Andrews dropped, that was probably the best playoff drive I've ever seen Lamar play.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like you gotta give him some type of credit. You can't throw everything on him. It's like in some certain cases, like what happened to Daniel Jones, his team failed him. Not really. Lamar failed the team. Like, not Daniel Jones. I mean Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry. Yeah, like
Daniel Jones.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of failed his team.
He failed himself.
Yeah, that was my bad. But like, it's like you can't even really hold too much against Lamar this year. But that's about it.
Yeah, I think this playoff run, I don't put it on him. I mean, but he's had like maybe some subpar performances. Like last year against the Chiefs, like he was making some poor reads. But I think
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say I don't put the sole blame last year, but not gonna lie. The majority of the blame was went on Lamar last year for that.
So like,
I mean, he
for him to come out
43 times. And they didn't run the ball since the second quarter.
They didn't have Derrick Henry too. So I
don't even think Brady played well throwing 45 plus times.
I get it. Like I get what people gonna be like. That was the game plan and that's what he told him to do. But I'm pretty sure when he dropped back in these games, in this time that we just saw in the Bills game, when he dropped back the ball and he took the lane that was open, he could have did the same thing last year in the Chiefs.
Right, and that was his improvement. Right, was like, yo, let me get back to running the football.
So do we all agree that Lamar is the MVP this year?
I agree. I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's one thing that I want to know. Is the voting solely just for the
regular season? Yeah. They vote before the playoffs even start.
I don't
want it. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know too much. I'm not gonna say Lamar should win like unanimously, but I do still think Josh Allen had a great season.
Oh yeah, no, it won't be unanimous.
Only reason I say Josh Allen because he did a lot more with a lot less. Like his team wasn't the best all season. Like, and he did what he did with what he got. They lost a lot of people in the offseason, and they looked like they was in a rebuilding phase, and then they ended up in the AFC Championship. So it's like, the only reason I say Josh a little bit more over Lamar is because he had less.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think that what he had was still like scrubs though.
Yeah, no, he didn't have scrubs.
I think Shakir had a good year. I know James Cook had more touchdowns than Derrick Henry.
Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Keon Coleman is a rookie. They got Amari, even though he didn't do anything. But
yeah, it was like 2.
And plus, I just don't I don't dock guys for their teams building a team. Right, that's their GM's job is to put players around you.
Mm-hmm.
So then when they put players around them, you're gonna be like, well, you got a super team. Well, I mean, am I supposed to play with scrubs? How I'm gonna win? Yeah, you know what I mean. So
that's what your boy be dealing with.
Yeah, no, the Jalen Hurts hate. I hate it. Like, it's
he
so
playing
bad.
with the super team.
It's
like
it's so like
what do you want? Me
it's
to
so
put the team together.
It's so irritating to hear that when they say like, "Oh, Jalen Hurts can't do this. He can't take him to the Super Bowl." It's like, what do you want him to do?
Did it twice.
And it's like they say like, "Oh no, he's not this big quarterback that throws for 300 yards." It's because he doesn't have to. Like, Jalen Hurts is put in a position to where he has what he had to win the game. And that's all that's what he knows how to do. He knows how to win. And he's shown it for the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
So ever since he took over after Carson Wentz left.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the hate should be too bad on him. Like, yeah, he messes up, but
I'm just tired of the after game quotes and everything. The super motivational.
Hey man,
it just like because sometimes it's a little too forced. Like you don't have to. You can
just
see
be yourself, bro.
You gotta be a leader of men.
You can see him sitting there looking at the camera, thinking like, "Shit, I gotta come up with something good right now."
oh no, he'd definitely be overly motivational. Like, especially him with Saquon, they both in the motivation. I know they be hyping in the locker room when they got speeches like all the time. Like,
but so. Go ahead, Lee.
So no, I ain't gonna lie, because I just was thinking like I know y'all brought him up earlier, and I'm not saying that he should like get a nod, and it's obviously between Josh and Lamar, but I'm not gonna lie, I do believe the Bengals would not have had any type of success, even though they had a little bit without Joe Burrow.
Bro, he had a great year too.
Like
I was gonna ask, do y'all think he's over Josh Allen?
Listen, Joe Burrow lost to Gerard Mayo.
Hey! Shout out to the Pats and Jacoby Brissett. Hey, man.
He's bringing. I don't know what I can say.
No
to that.
guy can
Yeah,
win.
you can't really you can't really say
MVP
much
loses
about
to
that.
Gerard Mayo.
All right, moving on.
Like,
Hey, but real
That
quick,
was a great point.
real early predictions. Who do y'all got in the Super Bowl, and like, how do y'all think it's gonna go? Like, y'all think the Eagles got it? You think it's gonna be close? Like,
I'm gonna go first because my
Yeah,
team's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So like, I think if we keep it too close, we'll lose. We have to be up. We gotta be up on them going into the fourth quarter by like almost 3 possessions, like, and make them work back into the game. Like, of course they're gonna come back. Like, because we slouched, they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
But we gotta beat them if we're like only up like 2 possessions, like 10 with like 2 minutes left. We have a huge chance of losing because they're gonna start blitzing. They're gonna start sending everybody, and Mahomes gonna be Mahomes. So I think we have a good enough team to win this year, but anything can happen.
I mean, I'll go next. I think the Eagles are gonna win. Like I told y'all before we started, I think the Eagles got the best roster in the NFL.
yeah.
So if you go player for player, I think they have all the better players. The trump card is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, right? But I just don't think this Chiefs team is that good, which is why I'm confused why they keep winning. And I mean, it's Mahomes, of course. So
Bro, they
I gotta
was
give credit when it's due.
Mid.
But I don't even think that
Squeaking out wins.
like, so if the NFL has 7-game series, I don't think any of the teams that they beat, they would have won those series. Bills or Ravens, right? I don't think 7 games they would win 4. I don't think so. But that's not. It's football, right? So you
One
gotta
and done. Yeah.
one and done. But yeah, I just think the Eagles are much better than them all the way around. The only way I see them winning is Holmes magic or some Andy Reid crazy dial-up play we haven't seen that they held on to since January of last year or some shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I like Philly's offense a lot. I feel like they can, like hit you with a home run, or they can take the time or take their time rather and kind of be patient with a drive and really run the ball, sit on it, and bleed out the clock. But it's hard to go against Mahomes, man, to be honest with you. And I get what you're saying, like. How do they keep doing it? Because they're mid and they ain't really got a whole lot of talent, bro. They just know how to win. And it's really like reminiscent of the Patriots teams, right? That y'all used to love so much. I mean, y'all were throwing to Julian Edelman, Danny Woodhead out in the backfield. Like, dudes, you looking like, bro, how are they beating us, bro?
It's crazy. Our most talented team, we didn't even win.
You see what I'm saying? And
like Wes Welker.
Yeah, and look, man, like that Chiefs defense is legit. So Mahomes doesn't have to go out and be early Mahomes that we all saw like in the first couple seasons. So I would like to see Philly pull it out, but it's just hard to go against KC right now, man.
Yeah.
And I do agree. Like Philly's team is stacked. Like you have clearly have a better team, and I do believe that this is y'all year. But like you said, if y'all don't come out there and like you get into the full quarter and you got a lead on them and it's close, I hate to say it, but the football guys or whoever is working their magic, if
Vegas.
it's Mahomes magic,
Vegas.
if it's Vegas, whoever you want to deem is that person.
Roger Goodell.
They're gonna make it a close game and might push it towards the Chiefs. But I do believe the Eagles can do it. I think this is y'all year.
I agree. Yeah. I think that the X factor is Saquon. Saquon's been he's had a great year. I mean, we was talking MVP. He was in the MVP conversation too, right? So I mean, like I said a couple weeks ago, if they can't stop Saquon, like anybody plays the Eagles and they can't stop Saquon, game's over. You know what I mean? Because it just opens up so much more. Oh, and I do want to. This is a little off topic, but my fault. I peeped the Ravens re-signed Monken. Or not
extension.
But extension. Yeah. What y'all think about that, real quick, before we move on?
I'm happy about it. Lets me know that we can, look forward to the OC that we had for a while now, and not have to worry about bringing somebody new. Because that was we were worried that he was going to probably potentially get a job offer and leave. Which I mean, I wouldn't have been mad. Like he's good at his job.
You know what? While we talking about this, bro? My bad, I almost broke the shit.
I hope
you think John should stay, or like they should get rid of Harbaugh? Like what's your, as a Ravens fan, what's your thoughts on that?
So for a long time, I've been a very like a believer in John Harbaugh. Like I believe that he's a great coach. He's good for the team. Lately I've been thinking maybe a different change in culture would be a little good, because I mean, like nothing's wrong that I'm seeing out there on the field like that would make me think like, oh, we need a new coach or anything. But like I don't know, it's just sometimes I'm thinking like maybe if there's a bit of a different culture change, maybe everything would just change. And I mean, I don't know, like I'm not expecting us to go in no dynasty like the Chiefs run and start just winning hella Super Bowls and all that, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with him. I said all that to say I still believe in Harbaugh.
That's your guy.
I like him, yeah. But I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I said like I wouldn't think a Dan Campbell would be cool to have in the locker room. Like, that shit would be kind of cool.
Bite you.
By Indy
Bite
Camp.
kneecap.
I feel like that would get the guys going. Like, hey, we used to get something different.
I
How do
do
you know? But I'm sorry. How do you feel about your whole coaching thing?
Oh, very
Ooh, yeah,
honestly, I forgot.
Let's
Like,
go.
just real quick, because like, yeah, like, and there ain't gonna last a lot of different coaches that we can talk about. But yeah, like, how do y'all feel about?
I thought he was the best or the safest option. Like I did want Ben Johnson. But I thought Vrabel made the most sense. We need a culture change, like you said. He can command more. Like, come on, bro. Look at what he did in Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill. Now you give him Drake May. I just think I don't know. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna be the #1 seed next year, but I think we'll be above 500, and we might even sneak into the playoffs.
I
Number
think
one
y'all
seed
have good
what?
playoff hopes.
The AFC type.
Number-
I said no. I said we're not.
He's
I mean,
saying he's
like-
not saying all that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, I said no.
I thought you
no,
were
no,
saying like
no,
hopes
no.
for it or something.
No,
Okay.
no. Just to add on to that though, like Vrabes, like I think he is perfectly what everyone needs. They need a little bit of like fire lit under them. I think Gerard was in over his skis. I don't think he never even called a play as a coordinator once. So I don't understand how we hand the keys over to a dynastic franchise to a guy who has no experience whatsoever outside of coaching inside linebackers.
That was crazy.
So Vrabel, like he turned Titans completely around, right? And again, I'm not gonna say he's the one that we win the Super Bowl with next, but I can guarantee you that we will be competitive next year.
So my thing is, I want to. Why did y'all go Gerard Mayo this year?
Well, because
Because we promised them that
he was in
like
the
4
contract.
years before
Oh, you did bring
Bill,
it up in one of
yeah,
those. You're ridiculous.
before Bill retired.
So that was just a one.
it was written in the contract that we had to have him as our head coach.
Well, because they didn't expect him to be this bad, right? Like they expected us to be rebuilding, but not 3 wins.
And that kind of started from the tension between Kraft and Bill, because Kraft thought Bill was going to like take him under his wing, and Bill was like, nah, like I don't plan on ever, because Bill never planned on not being the coach, right? We fired him, so like,
And then it was like Mayo was doing like he was taking shots, and then like post game he would take shots, throw people under the bus, and then the next day he would walk it back like, oh, I didn't say that.
you know he's suing Kraft right now, right?
Mayo?
Yeah,
I did not.
Oh,
see that.
That's wild.
he's suing him. Because I guess in this contract, he's supposed to have a certain amount of time as the coach. And that's what happened when you promise people stuff and then you take it away from him. He's like, yo, I'm owed this and you ain't give it to me, so I want that money. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you know, just to transition, you know what hasn't been getting seen? The NBA. Because ratings are low. So like I want to open the floor. I'm gonna start with you, Xavier. Like, why do you think ratings are so low?
Bro, I've had hours worth of conversations about this, so I'll be as brief as I can. But I feel like a lot of times, like when you have to try to like make rules and incentives in leagues, that's highlighting a problem. So one of them was, you know, the rule that came out I think last year where players had to play like 60 or 62 games in order to be eligible for awards. The fact that we got to get dudes to just want to show up to work and just want to play basketball, that's a problem, and that'll resonate to fans sooner rather than later. And I think it's finally hit all the fans now. It's like, you know what? Why do I want to sit here and watch a game on a Tuesday night when I got all these other things begging for my attention and y'all don't even want to show up to work? Y'all don't even want to be there today. That's one thing. The second thing is I was watching Maryland and UCLA women's basketball on Sunday. Laura Betts, 6'7" player, a post player. She dominated Maryland. All they did was just dump the ball into her and she scored. I think she missed one shot. She had like 33 points. She shot 14 for 15. They didn't ever try to stretch her out to the three-point line, right? Like they had an advantage and they used that. If you cut on a game right now, it don't matter if you watching Wemby or if you watching, with all due respect, Embiid. It doesn't matter. Like they are going to stretch them dudes out and they gonna try to shoot threes. Everybody plays the same. There's no advantage. If I'm watching UCLA women's basketball, I know they're gonna play inside out. Like there seems to be some sort of strategy there. But with the NBA, it seems like the only strategy is just get up more tray balls. And when you watch it on TV, there's just no passion. Like I went to the Wizards-Knicks game a little bit after Christmas where Brunson had like 55. And like Precious Achiuwa had a dunk. He caught a body. In the arena, it was crazy. I watched the highlight. It didn't even resonate on the screen. It looked like it was just like an okay dunk. But like inside the arena, everybody was going nuts. So I just feel like basketball is just lacking like a passion thing. I feel like people don't want to show up to work. You see the whole Jimmy Butler thing again. And then it's just like everybody just plays the same. I watch games, bro, and this stretches were like 3, layup, 3. And it's just like the same thing all game. So like me personally, I just feel like they just lost their way, and I feel like they've given players way too much control.
I think I was just gonna add to that. I think the reason that they have skewed towards so many like trey balls dominating the game, I think it also comes from the coaching standpoint. I actually don't think that the current coaches in the NBA are as I guess up to par with what we've seen in the 2000s, even early 10s. Where they actually have different schemes and sets that they want to run or different motions that they want to run, right? There's no coaches calling any plays unless we need one play to score the game-winning bucket, right? So most of the game, the coaches are kind of just standing on the side and letting guys free around like they're playing pickup.
A lot of ISO ball.
Right, like you know Dan Toney, he had a way of playing. Phil Jackson, the triangle, right? Like we had coaches that we associated with certain styles of playing, but now most coaches are kind of just babysitting rotations, right? They're not really coaching the game.
It's like if you got a superstar, it's like, okay, go out there and make a play. Like I watch. Yes, everybody knows I'm a Sixers fan, and we've been asked this year, right? But I'm still looking for like Nick Nurse to like, because his whole thing was he's like so creative, but like he hasn't been. It's just been a bunch of give it to Maxey, make a play, or give it to PG, make a play, and so it's just like it's not easy to watch. But like my follow-up question would be like, what's the fix? Like, is it a quick fix, or is it like a foundational thing that it has to take time, like with how games are coached? To like what do y'all think? Like,
I think they should stop just trying to penalize them on like awards. They actually need a penalty. Like, you don't show up just because you don't feel like it. Like, sorry to say it, Embiid, he doesn't want to play all the time. Like in his games, he just sits and like for no reason. Like Luka just lost out on trying to win MVP because he was.
I mean, he's hurt though.
Yeah, he was hurt, but like it's like stuff like that. It's like you just take away MVP. It's like, okay, he's still getting paid. Like you gotta like. It's hard to say. Like the NFL, they fine everybody.
So you think they should be getting fined like heavy every time?
It's either fine or give like something like if. Like
I feel like that's iffy though, because like what if they legit like hurt?
Like if they're legit hurt, then that's different. But like for the ones that just want resting or just
how do you measure that? Like like
there's a difference from being injured and being hurt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you
right, like you know, my thigh's a little sore from the last game, but if I can go, I'm supposed to go.
Well, PG hurt his finger and he's out the next 2 weeks or two games.
See, Kobe would have taped it up and kept going.
No question. I mean, look, bro, Jalen Hurts got a concussion against Washington and threw it the thumbs up like I can still play. Right? If that were the NBA, bro, like it's over with. So I mean, I think that like the guaranteed contracts is a huge problem. Because like, you know, guys know, man, I'm leaving here with something. So at the end of the day,
because that was ready to be my question there. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the fans that's like, I'm not gonna lie, I like NBA, but I'm kind of out of tune with it now. So it's like I'm listening to things that y'all saying, and I'm like, damn, it is kind of crazy. Because it's like I'm just one of them guys that's just like I kind of just stopped turning it on. Like I didn't really, I don't go through too much, and it's like one of the things that do kind of is like the intensity of the game is just not the same no more. And I do feel like it's a little softer now. And I was actually gonna ask, do y'all feel like the fully guaranteed contracts don't help because they know like, well, I don't got to go out there. I'm good.
Well, I don't think the solution is to take money out of guys' pockets.
Well,
right?
yeah, because that sounds.
But because I think one of the bigger problems isn't necessarily even the sitting, because a lot of those athletes that are sitting, comes from the problem that I really think it is. I think the NFL doesn't market their younger players well. When you got the NFL, right? By the time we go to next season, we already know the whole first round of the draft. Right, we know every last player. You at least know, like, even if you don't watch the draft on draft night, you know who you want your team to get, right?
Yeah.
NBA draft come up, we don't know past the first 3 picks.
Flag,
outside of that, right?
East Bailey.
You look at the guys who bring in the most viewership for the NBA, right? It's still LeBron, Curry, KD, right? Those bring in the most viewership. They still marketing them guys, but they're not them anymore, right? Like they're still great players, right? But I think you need to skew towards the younger players, the LaMelo Balls, the Ants, I looked up Brandon Miller from Charlotte because I had no idea what he was doing because I don't watch Charlotte Hornets. He averaged like 22 points a game.
No, he's a bucket. He's hurt.
And I had no idea.
And he just got hurt, right?
He's hurt. Yeah.
And
so I'm just saying, like, you can't also be too scared to move away from Bron, Curry, and KD.
it's also different. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, yeah, no, like, and to go off of what you're saying, like, yes, I think they do need to market the younger guys, like you said with the NFL, like Jayden Daniels, perfect picture. It's like if the NBA did that with their guys, like I just seen a thing like they were saying LaMelo got snubbed out of the All-Star game. I didn't know he was averaging 29 points this season, and it's like, who would have known? He's averaging 29 on the Charlotte Hornets, and like nobody cares. It's just want to see LeBron, KD, and that's the reason why when these guys sit, these fans don't want to turn the game on, or they don't want to go because it's like they want to see who they like, and y'all not marketing the people that are bringing the people in because not playing.
But you know what the biggest issue is, and then I'm gonna let you go, Xavier. It's so hard to watch a game. You know what I mean? You have to have League Pass. If they're not playing on TNT or ESPN, how are you gonna watch the game?
That is also.
You see what I'm saying? Like you have to go out your way to get a third party streaming device and pay and watch the games. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you can simply cut it on anywhere. Like I think that's a huge issue too that I think we overlooked. But
I love that you brought that up because I was listening to a podcast and this dude was talking about how his son watches the games. Now, he doesn't watch. All he does is just wait for a highlight to happen. He gets on Twitter or IG and he just watches it there. And he's like, okay, cool. I caught up with the game. I done found out what happens. Like, people don't sit down and watch NBA games like that anymore. It's also an 82-game season. So, like, it's hard to be locked in from start to finish unless you're just a sicko. Like, I used to be one of those sickos, right? But it's just hard watching the game and then just enjoying it. And, you know, like, there's no difference between the game I'm watching in October and, like, late April. And also, too, like, the presentation of the game, I think, should also change. I know they do it with the in-season tournament. They, like, make all these courts and stuff like that. But what happened to, like, the finals? Like, that presentation used to feel different. Playoff presentation used to feel a certain type of way. Even if it's something as simple as, like, putting a playoff decal back on the court. And not that digital shit. Like, I'm talking, like, you know what I mean?
Real
you know
the
what I mean?
cursive,
No question, bro. Or even put, like, the trophy, like, underneath the logo. Like, it just makes it feel a little bit more special. So, you know, like, I feel like they have a lot going on, but, you know, like, with the more money that this league makes, man, it's going to sap the purity of it. So, and they keep signing new TV deals that are just higher than the last. So
now they talking about implementing some new league that's going to incorporate NBA teams and international teams because now they're seeing that their market is bigger on the international level than the domestic level. So they like, all right, we already lost the United States to the NFL. We got to get the rest of the world. And I don't know how that's going to go, how they're going to incorporate, you know, a USA team playing against France inside the season, but that's what they're trying to do.
It seems like they're basically just going to do like what AAU does. You do tournaments with other countries.
But the in-season tournament,
I was going to ask, like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, y'all think it helps?
It don't hit.
I like the court presentation. I think the courts look
do
nice.
all that. Listen, all the tournament games, all the group games, all that for that one championship game to be good. That's a lot. That's the only good game out of all the games involved.
I just feel like it should. I wanted to carry more weight towards the rest of the season. It doesn't carry any weight. Like if nobody doesn't want to care about it, they don't have to.
The Bucks didn't even celebrate it. They had all the champagne and stuff still sitting right there. They just went home. I don't know if y'all seen it.
I didn't see that.
I did see that.
They didn't even pop the bottles. They just went home.
They looked at that as more of a like this is not really nothing. We looking at a bigger picture type of thing.
Well, because it doesn't mean anything.
Like,
unless you're the players, you get a bonus, right?
Get half a million.
Yeah, I mean the guys in the back of the roster, you know, they get some money.
Yeah,
taking that. What? I'm
happy.
on
that 10-day contract, you scooped up with a band. Oh, not a band, a mill.
Yeah, half a million.
What? I'm good.
I think that was a good point that y'all made for them to market younger players because I just feel like there's so many people out there that's been like hooping all year. Like I saw Jordan Poole. Well, different, but Jordan Poole said he should have been an All-Star. But like it's just like giving guys other nods because they're not the named players. Like you look at the All-Star game and you already know who's gonna make it. LeBron, Giannis, Jokic.
Well, I mean, they deserve to make it.
I mean, I'm
just saying, like, how many times we gonna watch the Lakers on TNT? Like, how many times we gonna watch the Warriors? And the Warriors aren't even good. Like, the Lakers, I get the slander. He's LeBron. He gonna get it. But the Lakers are 5th seed. They're okay right now.
Yeah.
The Warriors aren't good, and they have more primetime games than every young star in the league.
And I want to say something about that because I am a Golden State fan, and I will say,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, nah, it's fine.
I know you're not talking.
I will say, like, I seen the starters for the All-Star game, and I was like, as much as it's gonna hurt, Steph shouldn't be a starter. Like, I don't think Steph should have made the starting lineup, considering like a lot of other guys playing better than him. Like, and it's like, of course, it's voted purely
by
for
the fans. Yeah.
It's just fans. That's all it
Popularity
is.
contest, really.
Yeah.
But okay, so I have a question because y'all mentioned how the NFL markets young stars, and you mentioned Ball, right, from Charlotte, but they're not good. So, like, I asked that because if I won't say Bo Nix, but Brock Bowers with the Raiders. Like his team was trash, right? But like, how do you market a guy who's really good but on a dog shit team? Because who wants to watch a team who's not good but just watch for one player?
Well, see,
How would you market that?
when it comes to the NFL though, like they market them so well beforehand that how their team perform doesn't impact how you view the player, right? But like the NBA, we don't notice them until after they already cook. So they might be in the league 3-4 years before you tap in really, and by then they already the player they're gonna be for the most part. Like by the time you're in year 4 and 5, like you don't see that drastically of a jump anymore. So you never got to see that role.
Okay.
Like how we got to see LeBron when he first came in, or Curry when he first came in, right? They marketed those guys so well because they were like generational guys. I mean, Curry grew into that, right? But you know, LeBron, Kobe, all them coming into the league, they was like, yo, we gonna watch every game of these guys because we know who they are.
I feel like Victor gets
I was just about to say
marketed
that.
well.
They
Yeah,
marketed Kobe real well, even though the Spurs stink.
yeah.
Well, they're better, but
Better now. But I mean, Zion, and like also too, I feel like sometimes it's just hard to because you never know if a guy's going to be healthy and whole and stuff like that. But like, and now they have the option of flex games, which is good. But man, there's been so many times like they'll put a game on national TV with the hopes of it's an opportunity to spotlight these young guys. And by the time that game hits the calendar, you're looking at it like, damn, I don't want to watch this.
Oh yeah, they are 10 and 40.
It's so crazy that he brought up the name Zion because like when I'm thinking as I'm sitting there listening right now, and I'm thinking like, do you not think that because the past tries of them trying to market those young guys hasn't worked out, that's why they went back to a 40-year-old man to put the league back on his back?
Well,
I agree with that though.
Because I think of Zion, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, like guys like that, like that they actually did try to say like these gonna be the next guys of the league, and it's like, oh, well they're not.
Well, that's the thing though. It's like one, you can't necessarily just move off of it because you lean too far into someone and it didn't work out, right? As a advertisement type of strategy, right? You can't be like, oh, we called Zion the next LeBron, and then he barely plays more than 40 games a season, right? But what I'm saying is they have to do it on the collegiate level, right? If you make college basketball matter more, I guarantee you it'll help the NBA.
It's hard, bro, because guys only there for 1 year. Like in college football, I know that these dudes are going to be there for at least 2 to 3 years because they have to be. But in the NBA now, like you got dudes who don't even go to college. They go to,
and that's
like,
where I would fix it.
Yeah,
that's where I would fix it.
I would too. But
I would say you have to stay 3 years. You got to be a junior before you graduate.
And the thing about that, it's like I understand that point because it's like you shouldn't have to go back and watch high school basketball to know who's going to be in the league in 2 years. So it's like me, I used to follow high school basketball a lot, considering like I know like dudes like Sharif Cooper. I was watching all of them guys like Brandon Boston, Dior, and all of them. Those are my guys, like Mikey. And it's like if you don't watch high school basketball, watch them AAU highlights of them going at it when they're like 15, 16, you won't know who's coming. And it's like when you go to the football, you can see a freshman come in, sit his year, play his sophomore year, develop, get better, win games, win a national championship. You can watch all of that progression. You don't get to see the progression of an NBA player before they get into the NBA because, like, if they're really good, they're one and done. And they're not, or not go to the league at all. Like, some people went to that Team Ignite stuff and they didn't even go to college.
Is that what LaMelo
He
did?
went overseas. He went to Lithuania.
But that's the.
I think the Thompson twins.
Yeah, the Thompson twins. Yeah, all them Team Ignite and all them.
Bro. I was just like you. I mean, I don't watch any college basketball outside of maybe March Madness. So like we said earlier, like outside of Flag and Ace Bailey, like I have no idea like what the.
That's all I know too.
I don't know what.
I know Queen because I went to Maryland. But Queen's going to be a lottery pick.
Yeah.
But
Only in college basketball player I know is Cooper Flag.
and I can't even name you the.
And I'm gonna be real, that's only because of highlights and like social media.
It's because they market him well too. You know what I'm saying?
He's not even in the league yet. Like, and I can't even name the last 3 picks of last year's.
But when we get to the first round in the NBA, can we at least get like at least 15 guys and not 2 that we know? You know what I mean? Like,
bro, I didn't know anybody's game in that first round last year. The only person I knew, which is crazy, was Bronny. And he was second round.
And then
That's the only player's game I knew.
I mean, like, of course they're gonna. And what's crazy about that is like they talk so much about him for no reason. And I'm not saying like he's not Bronny, not going to pan out to be good. It's just the fact that like for where his trajectory is right now, you got guys that were taken in later rounds and in rounds earlier that are actually doing way better than he is right now. And it's like you say, like if y'all would have took some attention and put him on those guys, maybe this would have been a little more interesting and a little better. You know what I mean?
Bro, what was his name? Alex Sarr?
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
went-
Pick.
He went
No,
to
two, yeah,
Two.
to Washington.
So who was one?
I think the guy that went to
The Hawks,
Oh,
like
the
Rich
Hawks. Yeah, he went to
Shea or
Hawks,
something
yeah,
like
the
that.
Hawks, the Hawks.
yeah.
Think about that. Like we can't even say that man's name, bro.
I really
That's
don't
all.
know.
I mean, I know Connect. I know McCain. Obviously.
I mean, we know them after watching them in the pros.
Valid.
But I'm
There
saying
you
going
go.
into,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So any last thoughts on the NBA before we transition?
Nah.
So the next topic was my boy Drake. How he filed a lawsuit against his label UMG, saying that they attacking his character with the whole they're marketing Not Like Us, and it's a rival song. And in the song, if you hadn't heard it, Kendrick calls him a pedophile. So like, y'all think this is a weak move by Drake? Because he's saying the label is like inflating the numbers for Not Like Us.
I feel like you should start it because that's your man.
I mean, that's your man's too. Don't do that.
He is,
Drake
he is,
my
he
man,
is.
And I would say I'm gonna let you I'll let y'all go into it, but like, cause I didn't know too much about it, but I started learning more about it like over the last couple of days. And I'm gonna be honest with you, unless like there's something like a deeper meaning here, I don't think I can co-sign him on this one. Like,
Bro,
it
he's
looks
getting-
like a weak move.
Mm-hmm.
Be considering what it is, it's a rap battle, it's a diss. Like, I don't see nobody else in the world going out there and suing their labels because of the diss.
Bro, if you get called a pedophile, then your house is the cover art with like the pedophile markers on it. I see why he's pissed.
I get that, but like one of the things that they pointed out, I think, because they said it was like an 81-page lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they pointed out was the fact that it was the memes that were being created about like comparing the people.
Yeah.
And they got mad, and one of the dudes that I was watching talk about it, he was like, Drake, you the same guy that sat there on tour constantly throwing up memes of Meek Mill the entire time you beef with this man.
Right.
So
And
it just like I can't.
I get it.
I
I
don't
hear
know.
it.
I
Yeah, I
just-
get it.
the only reason
It's a weak
I,
move.
only
In
reason
my
I think
eyes.
it's weak, especially like who's connected into this lawsuit. It's not just UMG, and it's like the people he pulled in. He pulled like famous streamers, Kai Cenat,
Yeah, Kai.
Kai,
Z as in Bilu, Mark, RDC. It's like he's like, oh yeah,
RDC?
yeah, Mark from
Mark into
RDC.
it.
He pulled them into it. It basically was like, oh yeah, you're in this lawsuit because he thinks UMG paid y'all to inflate this shit.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like
I take back what I said.
that's not.
I mean,
It's not like it's not even that deep.
It's
Like
weak. It's weak, but I wouldn't say it's not a good move though, because when you think about it, like there's a lot of money to win out of that situation, and especially when you're dealing with fabrication and defamation and stuff like that, like it's definitely weak. Like I don't think he would have did it if he would have lost in the public. If he would have won in the public eyes, I don't think he would have did it. But I don't fault him for taking the shot at the bread.
Bro,
Like,
how does this
I don't know.
look, bro? Like this is gonna impact his
It
legacy.
just shows me this like
his legacy's already impacted.
it shows me that you
Mhm.
just can't take the heat. Like
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like you literally this is a rap battle.
Yeah.
Now this was your end game was to sue because you felt as though he went a little too hard on you.
Well, he's not suing Kendrick though.
Not
He's
literally.
basically
The
saying
label for trying to-
that song didn't pop because of Kendrick. He basically saying that he paid people to make the song popular, and whether that's true or not, I mean, I don't know, right? But I don't even think Not Like Us is really that great of a song, or if it's the best diss song that even one of them created. I think they both each have individual songs better than Not Like Us,
yeah.
right? So I can understand if radios and stuff were paid to push the song. I just do think it was weak though. So
What you gotta say, Mr. OVO?
You know what though, bro? Like I think that we're seeing something that we've never seen before. Like a diss track is arguably about to be performed on the biggest stage
Forgot all.
in the world, bro. Like 100+ million people are about to hear Not Like Us. I don't know how Kendrick is gonna freak it with like how he's gonna say whatever he's gonna say or omit that part. But like from Drake's perspective, and as you mentioned, like, bro, if I'm not a pedophile, I don't want you calling me a pedophile in front of 100+ million people. But at the same time, Drake has been the beneficiary of rap beefs and they've gone his way. Like we've been singing along to some of these rap beefs as well when he was on top doing it. So it does look weak. However, like I get it. Like, bro, I don't
That's
want
what I'm
y'all to,
saying.
you know what I'm
Look
saying?
weak,
Like,
but I get it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. All right, I know I said a lot of shit just now in the beginning, but after hearing what y'all two bring up your sides about that, I didn't really think it didn't click in that part about it. To have Not Like Us played in front of 100 million plus people, and then it's just like you said, if majority of the shit in the song is lies, it's like.
Bro, the biggest part I've been on is the pedophile part, bro. Like
So, all right,
getting
so do you
called
think,
that
do
is
you
crazy.
think that do you think to alleviate this shit when it comes to the Super Bowl, you think he leaves that out of the song?
I think he gonna have to.
That's the best part of the song now.
If he,
'Cause
I don't know.
If they do that, he performs that. Does that not give Drake's lawyers ammo going into whatever?
I don't know if the
Drake will get some money
NFL is
off
going to
that.
want him to say that, though.
But it's not a bad word though.
It's not that. It's just like it doesn't help the case.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is the first rapper to headline a Super Bowl, and you about to call somebody a pedophile?
I
Like,
guarantee he gonna use it as a bridge song and between another song and this and whatever comes after, and he's just gonna use the chorus. Like,
Yeah, I don't
not
think
like
he's
a-
gonna
I don't
use-
think he's gonna do the.
I don't think he's
pedophile
gonna
part.
use that. I think if he wants to have a good Super Bowl, start with it. But like just the first part.
but when
like-
you get that wop, wop, wop,
Yeah,
that,
like-
that shit
That's
go
the
hard.
best
That's
part.
the-
I'm not gonna lie, that is hard.
It's the best part, and it's like it's sad that we probably won't see it because of this whole like lawsuit thing. And it's like I kind of did want to see it, considering it's a Super Bowl, and it's like I'm a Kendrick fan.
But he about
mostly
to be
Kendrick
Drake about to watch this joint Super Bowl just like all of us with all his family.
He's
And
on
he
tour.
been-
Nah,
Yeah.
he on tour.
Well,
in Australia, I think, right?
I'm just talking about like hypothetical vision, right? Like think about like all your kids watching, your mom watching, everybody in the living room. We got wings, pizza, all that. We excited. We having a good time at watching the Super Bowl, and then boom.
Now we gotta hear
Right.
called a pedophile.
Wop
Yeah.
wop 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 wop.
Hey dad, they be like, hey dad, what's a pedophile?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
now you gotta explain
Right.
that to your son.
And I go like so like one thing, and it was early on, and it had me feeling like a little sympathy on his side. I heard that he had to take his son out of school because of the whole like
Wow.
situation.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. One thing that kind of made me think in my head was like, why was your son already in a public school? You're Drake. I don't.
But you know, in the lawsuit, it says that UMG, because you remember there was a hit on his house, and like his bodyguard, he said UMG did that too. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, wow.
Hired the hit.
Hired a hit.
Yeah, like,
Crazy.
Okay,
I-
alright, come on.
I don't know about the hit.
I don't
Right.
think that was. because,
That's like a little bit of a
they
reach.
said that was like real beef in the city between EXO and OVO. Like that was the reason that happened.
I don't know, bruh.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out.
But real quick on this last topic, real quick before we get out of here, Doug's out of jail. What's that mean for like music moving forward? Like good, bad?
I think it's great.
I like Thug. I like Thug.
I mean, it's great. I love Thug too. I mean, male hip hop can only go up. I
Yeah.
think hip hop is very down right now. So
I will say though.
On the male side, yeah.
yeah, I think women are running
Women
running
are
it right
running
now.
rap.
So
Doechii?
Doshi,
Fire.
oh my god,
Doechii could rap, bro.
she,
Somebody tried to say she an industry plant. Nah, she could rap.
nah,
bro.
she's a rapper.
She-
Thug,
like that.
Thug, he gotta save it, right? Who else gonna do it? Drake, everybody's off of him. He's popular to hate right now.
Future about to drop again too, right?
Yeah.
Other one. See, I don't know if Thug can say. I mean, Thug's not at the peak of his powers right now, though, and he was still giving us verses from in jail.
I
Like they could have been old,
Kendrick
but
not gonna give you consistent enough music to hold us over.
I
So
just feel like I think because of the whole situation with like within the because like what kills me about this whole thing is like the street aspect getting kind of mixed into it with the music industry. It kind of makes me mad because it's like don't nobody want to do music with the man Gunna, and this man clearly is still a top 5 artist like in his genre.
Still
So
making
it's
hits.
like I don't understand why you taking the whole situation. It's like now people that he had hits with before, like Baby, Dirk. Well, shit, I can't use Dirk, but Lil Baby, for example, like you don't do music with certain people because of the situation that's going on. And I just feel like with Thug coming out, and if he does speak on it or however he wants to handle it, I don't know. I feel like that's what gonna like it'll change the music game a little bit more. Like people kind of will be a little more lenient now, start working with other people just because of one person's word, which is insane to me. But I don't know. I just
think
feel like
we just need a new generation to take the torch, man. Like
Yeah.
you gotta think all the guys we still listen to heavily are like 40.
damn,
Like
Future,
it's like some NBA shit. all
yeah,
over
bro,
again.
like the guys that was supposed to take that leap, like the
Well,
the
I'm-
Kodaks and the
I
Uzis and
say
all of that, they
young-
just don't care now.
Last thought.
the young niggas just don't they wildin', like that's all
The
it is. Like,
YNs.
Yeah.
they're YNs. Like you're absolutely right. The young generation that was supposed to kind of take that shift over, it's like they damn near either got killed or in jail, unfortunately, or just like in that like weird phase where they're still just doing like they still make good music, but it's like they just every now and then some bullshit. Kodak, prime example. Like
Yeah.
it's like you great, but like you just keep getting put down by some bullshit every now and then.
Mhm.
Like it's ridiculous.
Well, I think that does it for another episode of the Fourth Down Podcast. I want to thank all of our guests for coming through again. This is
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the invite,
Yeah,
bro.
appreciate it.
so y'all stay safe.
Is there?
Peace.